Welcome once again to our commerce classroom. In this session, we will discuss about idle time, overtime, then labor turnover, and job evaluation and merit rating. These are the topics we cover in this session. Idle time. We know idle time is the difference between the time as per time keeping records and the time as per time booking records. Idle time is the time for which a worker has been paid but no production has been obtained from him. There are two types of idle time. First one, normal idle time, and the second one, abnormal idle time. Normal idle time. Normal idle time refers to the idle time which is normal and which cannot be avoided. It is inherent in the manufacturing operation. There are so many causes behind normal idle time. Time taken in moving from factory gate to the place of work. Time taken in picking up the work for the day. Time taken for setting up machines. Time lost between one job and another, normal waiting for materials and instructions, time for lunch, tea break, and personal needs. These are the causes behind normal idle time. Then, how can we treat this normal idle time in our cost accounting records? Normal idle time is charged to cost of production as direct wage by inflating the wage rate, or it is charged to cost of production as factory overheads. I repeat, normal idle time we can charge it to cost of production as direct wage by inflating the wage rate, or it is charged to cost of production as factory overheads. Then we discuss about abnormal idle time. Abnormal idle time refers to idle time due to abnormal reasons. It is any idle time over and above the normal idle time. The causes of abnormal idle time are, we know, breakdown of machinery, power failure, non-availability of materials, strike and lockouts, fire, flood, earthquake, etc. These are the reasons behind abnormal idle time. Then how can we treat this abnormal idle time in our cost accounting records? The cost of abnormal idle time is charged to costing profit and loss account. The next topic we cover in this session is overtime. When a worker works beyond the normal working hours, he is said to have worked for overtime. According to Indian Factories Act, a worker who works for more than 9 hours on any day or more than 48 hours in a week is eligible for overtime wages. The additional amount paid for overtime work is known as overtime premium. The additional amount paid for overtime work is known as overtime premium. Then how can we treat this overtime premium in our cost accounting records? The treatment of overtime premium depends on the situation. If overtime is incurred for because of sequence of jobs, then normal wage is charged to labor cost for the overtime also. If it is a rush job at a customer's request, then the overtime wage is added to the labor cost of the rush job. If overtime arises due to any abnormal reason like breakdown of machinery or power failure, this overtime premium is excluded from the cost of production and it is charged to costing profit and loss account. Here we calculate the normal and overtime payable to a worker from the following information. Normal working hours in a week, 46 hours. Actual hours worked in a week, 54 hours. Rate per hour, normal rupees 30 and for overtime 150% of normal time. This is a problem-like situation. We calculate normal and overtime payable to worker. This solution is this. We know overtime is equal to 54 minus 46. Actual hours worked minus normal working hours. 8 hours is our overtime. Then overtime rate, normal rate is 30 rupees. Overtime 150% of normal rate. So 150 percentage of this 30, that is equal to 45 rupees. Overtime rate is equal to rupees 45. Then total wage is equal to normal wage for 46 hours. 46 into 30, that is equal to 1380. Then overtime wage for this 8 hours, 8 into 45, that is equal to 360. The total wage for that worker is equal to 1380 plus 360, that is equal to 1740. Then the next topic we discuss here is labor turnover. We know in every organization some of the existing workers may leave the organization and some new workers may join in their place. The rate of change in the labor force of an organization during a specified period is known as labor turnover. There are three important methods of measurement of labor turnover: separation method, replacement method, and flex method. In case of separation method, labor turnover is equal to number of separations during the period divided by average number of workers during the period into 100. In case of replacement method, labor turnover is equal to number of replacements during the period divided by average number of workers during the period into 100. Then third one, flex method. It is combination of separation and replacement method. Labor turnover under flex method is equal to number of separations plus number of replacements divided by average number of workers during the period into 100. This is all about our labor turnover. Then next topic for discussion in this session is job evaluation and merit rating. Job evaluation, it is a systematic process of determining the worth of one job in relation to other job. Job evaluation is the basis for determining the basic wage and salary structure of various job positions. I repeat, job evaluation is a systematic process of determining the worth of one job in relation to other jobs. Job evaluation is used for determining the basic wage and salary structure on various job positions. Then merit rating. Merit rating is the process of evaluating the merits of workers. It evaluates the performance of employees on various jobs. The objective of merit rating is to classify workers into groups on the basis of merit and remunerate them on the basis of their merit. I think this session is useful to all of you. We will meet again in coming sessions. Till then, goodbye.